I'm joined now live from the capital city by Peter Hambro, chairman of mining company Petropavlovsk. Thank you very much indeed for speaking to us. I wanted to start by getting your views on where gold is heading because, of course, it's continued to hit record highs. Everyone seems to want it in their portfolio. Just how high could the price go?
Well, I think that everybody is now becoming more and more scared. I think that you could easily see 1,500 by Christmas and probably substantially higher in another year or so, probably up to 2,000, 2,500.
George Soros has described gold as the ultimate asset bubble. Is there an element of risk here? Could the bubble burst?
Well, you need to have buyers and you need to have sellers. George Soros is a very famous investor, but not necessarily always right. And of course bubbles do burst, but in the long run gold is the one thing that everybody needs. It needs, as I've said before many times, it's wealth insurance. If you've got gold, you're far better off than the guy next door who doesn't have it.
And at what point do you think gold will have reached or might be approaching bubble status? At what price roughly?
Well, it is such a tiny proportion of everybody's holding that it could go. If people had 1%, the world had 1% of their assets in gold, gold could be $100,000 an ounce. I don't think that's likely, but I think that you're seeing more and more people actually interested in the physical metal, and that's where the demand is coming from.
Now, you are, of course, the third largest producer of gold in Russia. Russia passed a law about 2 years ago now that limits foreign company holdings and development of Russia's biggest deposits of oil, natural gas, gold and other minerals. Just how important is it for this cap to be raised? Well,
it hasn't caused a problem so far, and I think it's a well understood law. It's not dissimilar from the way in which the United States operates, controlling foreign investment into its major resources, and I think the Russians are running it very well.
So you're not at all concerned about the impact this could have on your company's production?
Not at all, no.
If I can ask you about your iron ore unit, IRC, it's been primed for an IPO in Hong Kong. Is that going ahead this month?
Very much so. It's going ahead right now. Demand for the shares. There's a roadshow going on worldwide right now in New York and in Europe, and we're getting very good demand, blue chip demand from lots of sources, and it looks like being a great success. We've yet to see what the Chinese retail demand is, but the reports that I'm getting show that it's looking pretty strong.
How much are you hoping to raise?
The total amount is, I think, about 300 million US dollars.
What do you make of conditions in financial markets right now? Because the company had voiced concerns that there may be delays in this IPO because of concerns, because of volatility in the markets. Well,
the market is pretty much peanut chutney these days. It's very hard to say which way it's going. Volatility is very high. But I think that we're getting stability in certain places. Certainly things have improved dramatically here in Russia. I think this conference that we're at today shows, and the number of people involved in it, shows how important Russia is becoming on the international investment scene. The big telecoms deal this morning, another good example of that. I think that we're seeing some very, very strong movements as people are beginning to accept Russia as a sensible place to invest.
Okay, Peter Hambro, chairman of Petropavlovsk, thank you very much indeed. Appreciate your time.